What a way to intro to YouTube, smoking weed. Peace of the gods. Okay. Peace of the gods and the goddesses of the divine plane. Stuck down here in the physical. Okay. Peace to the gods in the chat. We're doing this live for those that happen to come back later and watch this. We got some gods in the chat as always. We about to cook it up. Peace to the gods. What we gonna be doing tonight is adding a new tool to the tool belt, if you will. Okay. That's what I've been doing since I've decided to step away from said religion, things of that nature. Intend to look into some of the things that was what they call dark side, shit that they consider witchcraft, things that, that go under the category of divination. You know what I'm saying? This is where I come in. I'm fresh off work, so allow me to goddamn, you feel me? Smoke this good herb. So me stumbling across this said science of astrology was what I believe an act of fate. I believe that everything typically happens the way it's supposed to happen, how it's supposed to happen, when it's supposed to happen, where it is supposed to happen, So for me, I've been dealing with a lot of different things as far as the magical aspect, you know, um, looking for different ways to access different energies latent in thy soul, okay? And that's the thing. There's a lot of different systems out there to work with. A lot of different systems that are available in fragments in order to put a lot of this shit together. You're gonna have to go and find it all in fragments. Hold on. Putting out this weed so I can get right into it. Yeah, what I'm doing is just trying to add another tool to the tool belt. Okay. We got good birds chirping and shit. About to head into the office and really break this shit down to the cosmic molecule. Okay? Starting first with the history. The history of astrology. And what's funny, speaking of the history, I was in the damn store the other day, just getting some weed and shit. And goddamn, I'm talking to the what they call the bud tender. You feel me? I'm talking to the bud tender, and I was like, yeah, I'm just studying. Like, what you been on? Oh shit, just studying this shit, studying astrology, trying to bring out a class and not a class, but bring out some knowledge for some people in a couple of days. Man, tell me why the pale lady next to me, she want to look at me like this nigga don't know shit about no damn astrology. This nigga can't possibly. Or she gave me the look like, don't you niggas think that shit is witchcraft? Ain't that witchcraft to y'all? And mind you, I didn't say shit. I'm just like, it's funny how when you start to getting back into things that are against the church or said normal for somebody that looks like me, it's real funny when you see the reaction on their face. Okay, so dealing with the history, why the lady was feeling the way she was feeling when I mentioned astrology, it's because when you think of astrology, people tend to think of, you know, um, the Europeans, if you will. Now, granted, they have done a great job at keeping the knowledge and advancing it in certain degrees and whatnot, I will admit. Um, but we must give credit where credit is due, and credit is due to Africa for this sacred knowledge of astrology. Okay? When we deal with astrology, you have to understand the zodiac and the constellations are the universe's birth chart. Okay? It's the universe's birth chart, the universe's birth certificate. Okay? It's their stamp in the damn cosmos. Okay? So, over a period, and you have to understand, this is some real interesting science. And you know what's fucked up, y'all? Um, I literally took notes. Been taking notes for days. I got fucking, I got a fucking whole fucking breakdown of this shit. And I forgot that shit at the plantation. Ain't even gonna fucking lie to you, okay? But granted, you're dealing with me, and I remember 99% of the shit that I wrote down. I wrote it down, so that's the only reason why I wrote it down, so it could be in my fucking head. All right. Now, dealing with the history of astrology, or dealing with the constellations and its relation to human beings. Now, it's one thing to notice um, the planets in their motion, okay, or the stars in their motion. That's one thing. That's astronomy, okay. But to actually document how said planets or stars relate to the human being, or to the man or the woman, that will take a long time to do. Take a very long time. You have to understand, this science of astrology was developed by the priests in Africa over thousands of years. Thousands of years. Okay? And I want to say the science came down the Nile Valley from Kush. Because, well, let's look. Okay, I have a book that I bought as far as the history of flipped right to it. All right, and this is just coming from a simple, looks like a simple textbook type shit. This is Understanding the Birth Chart, Astrology. Kevin Burke got it off half price books. You can get your feet wet. But in the history, you see, the first thing they want to say is Babylon, Mesopotamia. Okay, now this is classic European rhetoric. Classic European rhetoric. Okay? Relating the origins of civilization to Babylon and Sumeria. That's Billy Carson's #1 shit, dealing with Sumeria, saying that they was the first and the oldest of the all oldest and whatnot. You can actually go on Google and type this in. Were the Babylonians and or Sumerians, both nations inhabited Mesopotamia, were these people Cushites? Cushites. Listen here. Let me give you guys some scholarship real quick, okay? This is simple. Everything I do is backed up by research. All right. So even in the goddamn where are the titles at? Hold on. Golden Age, Arabian, Chaldea, Babylonia, the land of the marvels, the civilization of Babylonia, ancient India. Okay. You have to understand these Chaldeans, the Chaldeans in the Bible, when you go to the Biblios, Helios Biblios, the Judeo-Christian Bible, the word Chaldean translates to astrologer. You know what I'm saying? So clearly, in this text, it outlines the civilizations that the Kushites started. Egypt, Kemet being one of them. Okay? Sumeria, Babylon, all of those people being an extension of the people who came out of Africa with said science. Hence why the Babylonian zodiac, the Sumerian zodiac, all that shit line up with the Egyptian shit. I don't understand how they're not correlating the shit, but they are correlating it, but they don't want to give, um, the actual knowledge of the science. Okay, knowledge of the science. But when you go back to Kemet, um, it is clear that these people had a very keen understanding of how the astrological, how the heavens worked. Okay, now we know that for sure that they were dealing with astronomy and astrology on a super sophisticated level because they were dealing with stars that the in star systems that the European wouldn't find until the 20th century in the 1900s. Okay, and that being Sirius B, the dwarf star that rotates around Sirius A. Okay, so you have to understand the ancient Kemites, Egyptians, whatever you want to call them. These people actually had a goddess dedicated to said star Sirius. I think her name is Sekbet, right? So, being that these people understood, and then you go a little bit deeper. I think there's a book called The Lost Star, right? Now you go a little bit deeper into the because now I'm gonna skip on. I'm gonna jump ahead real quick, but when you deal with astrology, you're not just astronomy, the astrological aspect of the relations to how it relates to humans. Okay, that is very key when we deal with when we differentiate between said sciences. Okay, now the priests and them understood how these said luminaries in the sky related to mankind to the point where they said, and here's the thing, when you even break that down, you got the say nayers, as I like to call them, the say nayers. They like to they can't really fathom how a giant body in the sky, or a star or a planet can have an influence over their life directly, right? Not figuratively, but actually having an influence over their life. Do you see this shit that's shining on me? Okay. This is the sun, y'all. Now, the sun is so goddamn powerful as far as the amount of energy that it gives off. See, we're dealing with influences, right? See, the sun gives off this very it's magnetism. You know what I'm saying? All life on earth is dependent on the energy, the actual energy that comes off of that ball of light. Okay? When the ball of light is not appearing in the damn sky, the fucking animals just stop doing what they're doing and then they go to sleep. And then some animals wake the hell up. In the morning, when the sun pops back up, nigga, the goddamn plants move. The plants move and they start facing the damn sunflower will find wherever the hell the sun is at and start fucking facing his ass. Alright? This is actual energy having an influence on the goddamn earth. Depending on where the sun is at, depending on if it's goddamn scorching hot or it's goddamn snowing and hailing wherever the fuck you're at. Okay? Depending on the moon cycle and where the moon is at will depend on how much, where the bodies of water are moving and how they're moving and the tide and whatnot. So if the actual luminaries in the sky have a direct influence on the nature of the damn planet, how the hell can you not assume by even like I said, just even thinking slightly that these luminaries have an effect on your ass? It's crazy. Anyways, going back to the science and how, the history. We're breaking down shit real subtly, all right? Now, clearly, Kush and Egypt did not last forever. So, like I said, the science was advanced and kept and utilized by everyone around the goddamn world. Everywhere around the world. See, the ancient Egyptians had a very keen understanding of things like the sun. The ancient Egyptians, the Kemetics, they were the first to call the sun the damn feathered serpent. Yeah, you go over and look at Mesoamerica, you know, the Aztecs and them, feathered serpent. Where's that concept come from? It comes from Kemet, where they had the solar disk. They had this solar disk with wings, with serpents in the middle of the damn shit. And maybe even threw in a scarab beetle in that motherfucker. So understand the fact that they knew the sun was not only moving, but it was flying. You know what I'm saying? In the grand scheme of things, you know. You dig what I'm saying? So after the Kemetics had it, you had the Persians and their magi, okay, also known as the Magus, you know, a priestly class of magicians and astrologers and very learned, wise men who kept and advanced the knowledge, right? And then you get the Greeks who came through, and where you see the Greeks made it to where, you know, people get their basis of Western astrology today, right? But remember, the basis of Western astrology is in Africa. The foundations are in Africa, all right? And like I broke down on my story earlier, one of the oldest books called the Astronomica, you know, written by a Roman poet, they was what he said, what they called an Asiatic Greek, or one scholar said he was an African. So even the oldest descriptions of the zodiac houses and how they relate to areas of life, you know, come from Africa. You know, look up the author of the Astronomica and you get a little glimpse, you know. But even then, look at the temple walls. They depicted the sky arched over and the stars within the sky, you know, or within the body of Newt, right? So understand where the history, you know, stems from as far as the nations that had it, all right? Now, after the nations had it, you know, because after the Greeks, the Romans get it. And then you know what happens when Rome comes in town. Rome came through with Christianity, in which began the Christian persecution and hypocrisy. Because the church be telling motherfuckers, you know, the Catholic churches would establish everything around the goddamn world, right? So they're what determines what the hell Christianity even is, right? So you got to remember, the Catholic Church, the goddamn Vatican, has one of the oldest observatories on the goddamn planet. So what the fuck are they looking in the sky for? You know, they got every goddamn book there is, all the astronomy books, all the science on how to move this, get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? They got all the damn science. But what they do with it, keep the shit locked up. And what they also say is that is witchcraft. You know, it's a form of divination. It's a form of enchantment, you know. And I'm one that will say, if the church is telling you to not do something, you need to be running to it. Okay? So dealing with myself, there was only a matter of time before I personally would stumble across, and I've stumbled across it, but I never gave it an in-depth me look into. Okay? Because when I look into shit, oh holy fuck, you know, I end up finding what the hell I'm looking for and wasn't even intending to look for. All right? So like I said, the church full of shit. But from the church, you got these, you got what, you got a, from the church comes the scientific community of idiots. Okay? And the scientific community of idiots actually say that astrology and everything that I'm talking about is pseudoscience. Okay? Remember that. Everything that I'm saying right now is said pseudoscience. All right? not real, not verifiable by any form of their measurables in their science, nothing measurable at all. Okay, cannot be confirmed by their science. And I do want you guys to know this. Look me in my damn eyes. If the white man says it's not real, then it's not real. Okay? If it doesn't exist to them, it doesn't exist. What they say is real is what people believe is real in this reality. They have that much power. With the swift right of a pen, Europeans wrote themselves into many places in history where they're non-existent. Okay? So like I said, when coming to astrology, you will get pushback from said quote unquote intellectuals because they do not believe it's backed up by any verifiable science. Okay? Truthfully, I would say that you would have to have a soul to even grasp this concept. And it's as simple as that. And we are dealing with a lot of people out here who do not possess the soul or the mercury of the tree of prima. Okay? They may have the sulfur and the spirit. Like I said, a goddamn cockroach and a cat and everything else has a damn spirit. Doesn't mean anything. Plants have spirits. You know, a damn tree has a damn spirit. Okay? But to actually have the piece of divinity inside of thee is a whole different ball game. And so here's the thing that I'm learning and I'm thinking, and I'm sitting here like, well, hell, everybody's bringing out knowledge these days. Why don't I see too much emphasis on here said astrology? I'm going to tell you why. Because this is a very elaborate system. This is a system that takes some good studying. This is a very powerful system. It's very powerful. This shit came to me. I'm in, you know, and shout out to Freeman L, brother C Freeman L, you know. He was saying in the video that you gotta be careful when you go in these bookstores. Like, I'm always in the damn bookstore and I really can't leave without spending some cheese, right? So, and when you go into these metaphysical books, clearly these books have a plethora of power. They will make you buy them. Okay? They will make you buy them. Hell, half these motherfuckers I got is spell books anyway. So the motherfucker probably put a goddamn spell on that bitch just to get it damn sold. Whatever. Okay? In this case, I had no intentions of dealing with any type of astrology. No intentions at all. Could have gave a fuck. Didn't see the value. Didn't see the necessity. You know. Was still didn't, you know, wouldn't put anything past it. But ever since the unprogramming, I never went back and studied. We're still breaking down a lot of these sciences. All right. So what I was doing a little bit of digging on this here right here. Now, this is one of the most potentest books I've ever read. It's so potent I had to stop reading it and study something else. Okay. So you see the tree of life on the cover, right? So me seeing that and I'm reading this shit and it's getting to talking about planets and this, that, and the third. I'm like, wait. What? We dealing with energy. Hold on, time out. You talking about the planets? Didn't nigga say some, you know? But mind you, I still was not off that. I'm reading. Ooh, I'm glad I looked at this book. I'm glad I looked at this book. I would have forgot all about that shit. I'm reading the damn shit. I'm like, all right, whatever. But I go to the bookstore again. Okay? I go to the bookstore again. Nigga, I am compelled. I'm in the metaphysical section, as always. And listen, the metaphysical section, jumping out at me. All the energy is jumping out at me, but there was an energy that overpassed all the energy right here. Okay. And what you know about in red too, the Mars energy had to jumped out at a nigga. I looked at the title, Planets in Love, Exploring Your Sexual Needs. I seen sex on the damn title. I was like, okay, I don't know what the fuck. I seen some alchemical symbols. I was like, all right, whatever. It's $10. I'll grab it. I'll fucking grab it. You know? And I end up going through and reading, just reading the damn some of the shit and just describing just the sexuality in some of these signs. I'm like, hey, wait, what? Huh? So there's energy in certain motherfuckers based on what they is. Time out. Sexual energy. Hold on. That's the potent shit. That's real kundalini energy. So the fact that I'm seeing that, I'm like, hold on real quick, y'all. Hold on real quick. What are we doing? So, I decided to do some deep sea diving. And boy, am I glad I did. Okay? I'm glad I did. A lot of these things, a lot of these concepts, I've touched on and I've broke down. I never went to the above and beyond. Okay? Now I want to find this hermetic. I didn't even think about this, but there is some heat in this hermetica that needs to be brought out. Well, before I even break down what the fuck I'm even talking about. Okay? Hold on. Alright, nigga. I wasn't even looking for this. But I'm gonna read this right here. Okay, listen. This Tahuti talking to Imhotep. It says, okay, hold on. Now you have to, okay. Okay, so boom. Now, let me let it hit me since I just read it. All right, boom. Listen. It says, listen then, chat. My child, pray first to the Lord the Father only, who is not one, but whom the one comes. And ask him the grace to enable you to understand so great a God, to permit even one ray of his to illuminate your thinking. Only understanding, because it too is invisible. It sees the invisible. And if you have the strength, tat, your mind's eye will see it. For the Lord, who is ungrudging, is seen through the entire cosmos. Can you see the understanding and hold it in your hands? Can you have a vision of the image of God? If what is in you is also invisible to you, how will God reveal his inner self to you through the eyes? Now listen. If you want to see God, consider the sun. Consider the circuit of the moon. Consider the order of the stars. I just told y'all where God was at. Or what God is. And what it consists of. See, okay, we'll do it like this. Would you say that the earth is alive? Would you consider the earth a living, breathing thing? Well, the earth sure as fuck doesn't look dead. Which means if it's not dead, then it's fucking alive. Which means if it's alive, it probably has a spirit, because everything alive has a damn spirit. And which means that it gives off energy as well. A certain frequency, vibration. This whole thing is ran off of that, right? Listen. If the earth is alive, so are the rest of the planets. Period, point blank. If the sun is so strong that I could feel its energy in the form of heat and could see it in the form of light from the distance that it is, This tells you that this is a very powerful sphere of light. Okay. Now, there are other planets in our said system, solar system. Okay. There's not just the sun, there's a lot of planets in there. Okay. Every single planet is alive. Every single planet gives off said frequency or vibration from it. Every single planet in the solar system is necessary. See, I'm a person that deals with ancient systems. The planets are a part of a system. If you remove a planet from the solar system, it all fucks up. We cease to exist. You're like, no, I don't think you niggas get it. I really don't know what you guys think of the cosmos. I don't know. Okay. But I don't know if you guys understand the fact that if the earth was anywhere other than where it is right now, anywhere other than where it is right the fuck now in the position of the cosmos, well, you're fucked. Anything closer, you burn up. Anything farther away, we freeze. And we're talking about inches. Literally, talking about inches. Makes no sense. You know? We're talking about something that is sitting and seated in perfection. Okay? We're talking about literal perfection, though. We're talking about, okay? You remove Jupiter, the biggest orb from the biggest sphere from the goddamn solar system, it ceases to work. The whole thing doesn't work no more. Okay? Which means there's a reason for Jupiter being there. There's a reason for Mercury being there. If Mercury wasn't there, nigga, the shit would shift. Niggas would move in order, you know what I'm saying? Like, next up. Who wants to be the closest to the sun in orbit in 88 days? You know, like I said, with the amount of people that believe so much shit nowadays, I don't know how people see the universe. I do know I was looking at a nigga named Copernicus because I'm dealing with some astrological shit, you know. Now we're taking science. Now listen, astrology, this was known as one of the highest science. This was the highest science. Okay, to be able to understand the movements of the constellations and the calculations of the stars, this was and still is the highest science that there is. I don't think there's nothing higher than it. And this is why I'm actually baffled that nobody that I know personally has ever okay, you meet somebody, let's say they are keen on the zodiac, okay? They ask you, hey, what's your sign? Well, you know. Now, if you understand astrology, you know that your sun sign is probably 1/12 of you. You know, what about your moon? What's your moon sign? What about your rising sign? Fuck it. Stop asking people what their damn sign is. Why don't you ask them where their planets are? Where in the zodiac were the planets when you were born? See, what we're dealing with is we're dealing with something, like I said, the highest science that there is. So, when you break down the law of correspondence, you know, people say, as above, so below. You know, it's a catchphrase nowadays in the little world that I'm in, and I can see as far as this occult. You know, everybody, as above, so below. The macrocosm and microcosm, and this, that, and the third. Ask them where their planets are. I put on my damn story. I said, what planets are in your ninth house? Niggas was looking at the phone like this. Or looking like how my son was looking. Ninth house? Planets? Nigga, what? Huh? Huh? But these are the same folk that be talking about microcosm, macrocosm, this, that, and the third. Like I said, one thing you must learn about knowledge, okay? Knowledge is food for the soul and drugs for the ego. The more I learn and the more I read, the more I realize I don't know shit. People think I'm smart because I read more than them. That's it. I'm somebody, well, and I have energy in the place to do so, but the only difference between me and most people is I know how to read and study. I dedicate my time and life and energy to this. Now, there's a reason for that. Now, before, I'd be like, people ask me for names of books, and they're not going to read them. Why do people ask me for the name of the book? If they're not going to read it, I'll read it. If I ever asked somebody for the name of a book, I'd read it. Why don't they read the books? Why can't they get the exact same, you know what I'm saying? Why is it so hard for people to finish books? And then I had the realization when I learned this knowledge of astrology. I'm like, damn, where my planets are in my chart is the reason why I can do what I can do. Not everybody can do what I can do. I no longer question why people don't read as much as I do, or why they don't spend as much time researching, or don't have the passion and the fire for why, or reading and all of that extra shit, I just read to you in the Hermetica, and I am living my life going forwards in reverse. I didn't highlight shit. The exact spot that I read is exactly some shit I highlighted previously. Because in my soul, I know the truth. Hence why I can pick up the science of astrology and fall right in love with it, and it fall right in place on a nigga's goddamn occult, divination, wicked tool belt, nigga. In comparison to what the Christians call, you know what I'm saying? That's wickedness, evil, divination, all that shit, whatever the fuck. Right? What does it say? If you want to see God, consider the sun. I understand why cultures worship the sun. Without it, there is nothing. Do I worship the sun? No. But do I understand why cultures worship the sun? You fucking right. I understand why cultures would worship the cow as well. It only makes sense. When you study anthropology going back 20, 30,000 years, you know what I'm saying? I understand it. It makes sense. Things make sense when you put them in proper context, So listen, it says, if you want to see God, consider the sun, consider the circuit of the moon, and consider the order of the stars. What phase is the moon in right now? It doesn't matter to you, but it matters to your body. It matters to your spirit and all things around you. Where the sun is positioned at in the world, in the universe, matters to the plants. But that's the kicker. And this is what now, okay. So, if we've been going through this life and not knowing how the energy has been acting upon people, and it's not until, you really become aware of the science that you can still do something. You know what I'm saying? You could do more. Okay, because you could do without for sure. But you have to understand there was not a soul who called themselves wise, smart, learned, or any of that of the source back then and did not understand the courses of the sun and the moon. Don't understand the course of the sun and the moon. Why does Aries sit as the first on the chart? Aries. Okay. What about the moon's nodes? The moon's nodes in the chart. See, the south node, everybody talking about, I've been here before. Nigga, are you doing any type of research? If you feel like you've been on Earth before, are you doing any type of research to figure out anything about your past life? Or what the fuck your life mission is here today? I asked the people, how many times you been here? One time, couple times, many times. Are you tired of this shit? Most people tired of the goddamn shit because they don't do the mission that they're supposed to do. They're down here bullshitting, worried more about being, or worried about what another motherfucker thinks than what the hell's going on inside. So I'm reading my shit. I'm learning about myself. I'm learning about myself. I'm reading how two of my planets line up. Two of my planets line up. It says you would rather, it said when you get this type of energy line up in your chart, you would rather do the reading yourself than listen to somebody else do the damn. And I'm like, nigga, first of all, I can't stand listening to nobody else. It is nothing about the other person. It's something about me. When I hear people talking and they're not reading no books and breaking out no scholarship and it's just talking, nigga, miss me. I'll be watching a video. The motherfucker will say, yeah, go ahead and get this book. Pause. Amazon. .pdf. What are we doing? What are we doing? She talking about what? He talking about what? Hell no. That's why I fuck with the nigga Bobby Hemmett. Because at least that nigga would say, you nigga, I'm saying some crazy ass shit, but you can get the damn book. You can get the damn book. Period, point blank. Anybody giving out books, I'm fucking with them. Because I can go back and see the damn knowledge and the scholarship for myself. You dig what I'm saying? So understand, when we deal with the astrological chart, when we deal with astrology of a whole, you are dealing with the science of your soul. To know where your planets are situated in the cosmos at the time of your downloading into, because you got to think, you look at the natal chart, okay? This is a goddamn snapshot. Let's look at the hold on real quick. Let's look at the God's natal. Hold on. Thought I sent it. Oh, I got it on the got it on my fucking app. All right, listen. Let's look at the God's chart. We're gonna break down this shit real quick, just a little bit, just to show you. Matter of fact, hold on real quick. Let me see something. What's it say? This is, why does astrology work? It works because the same force that moves the planets also moves us. We are all a part of the universe and we all follow the same cycles and patterns. Straight like that. As above, so below. As within, so without. So without. As the universe, so the soul. So the soul. You have to understand. There are forces playing on your ass. This is why I said, is it fate or is it free will? When you do something, right, and you're like, damn, you later on reflect on it, you're like, damn, why the fuck did I do that? What the fuck got into me? What the fuck was I thinking? What the fuck did get into you, and what the hell were you damn thinking? What force moved you? People talk about energy, and people typically are hella emotional nowadays, or every human comes standard with certain types of emotions that they feel. Emotions are energy in motion. Where the fuck does the energy come from? Where does it arise from? Where have you feeling like this right now? Mars, assertive, dominant. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my Mars shit right now, and I'm about to show y'all why. Okay? About to show y'all why. But I just want to get to that. Let me get to these houses real quick. I don't want y'all to think that I'm over here making no shit up. Fuck you guys anyway. I don't give a fuck what you guys think. And I said that. I know myself and I know my own soul. We dealing with the soul, nigga. We dealing with the soul. I swear to God, I was just in that motherfucker. Oh, here we go. We got the houses. All right, boom. I can break down my whole shit and let you guys know why this nigga is the way that he motherfucking is. All right. So let's look at my planets. Okay, let's look at a natal chart. Some people ain't never looked at no goddamn natal chart. Let's look at a natal chart. We'll look at my natal chart. Fuck you, suckers. All right, fuck y'all. Okay, in order to have this, you do need to have the time you were born. Hold on real quick. Let me do the shit I be doing. The glitch. Okay, you do have to have the time that you were born and where you were at. Okay, Crip Street. I was born on Crip Street. All right, now listen. First of all, we'll just start over here. We'll walk it down. The first house is the door. This is who I am. It reveals our appearance and all these other things. Okay, understand the first house has to do with yourself and everything that has to relate to the self, to our physical body as well as our overall health, everything dealing with the self. Okay, now listen, and let's look at where my planets are. All right, let's brighten this motherfucker up. Fuck it. First of all, if we zoom in, you see off tops you see 3 planets and my first node in my goddamn first house. So if you guys always want to know what I'm talking about, remember thyself, knowledge of self, man, know thyself, self this, self that, motherfucker, this is where my energy is at. Okay? That's where my energy is at. This is where my energy is at. Now up here in the 9th house, where Libra was at when I was born, my sun. Okay? The 9th house has to do with the research library, right? And personal and higher education, all these different things, philosophy, all of that shit. So in my 9th house, I have my sun, which is my damn near my identity, right? My most shiniest moments, right? We have the sun, we have Mercury, which is a form of communication because it's the messenger of the gods, right? On top of Mercury, going back to being Tahuti, right? Tahuti, Thoth, the god of all types of shit, but knowledge and wisdom most importantly, you know? And then we got Mars, which is direct assertiveness, fire energy. So understand this, y'all. When we're dealing with higher education, ideas, people, all the shit that has to do with research, understand what type of energy you're going to get from me. It's not a fucking game. So understand that when you break down simple aspects of just glancing overall at a natal chart, just seeing where some planets are just located off of first glance, like, oh, that's why I said what planets you got in this house specifically, because that's the house that deal with damn research. And the reason why a lot of people didn't say shit, because they ain't goddamn got this goddamn fire for the damn research. You may have some energy, but when comparing to myself and me looking and seeing, well, why don't everybody do it like, well, who else got the sun, Mercury, and Mars in fucking the 9th house in Libra on top of that? On top of that, I'd like to know. So like I said, you see where these, because mind you, this was an imprint and a soul download. And this is what also is super interesting and also got me dealing with fate, right? Fate or free will, right? You got right here, you see it's talking about the 8th house, right? Now in the 8th house, you see the 8th house relates to the occult. Okay? And buried in hidden things. Psychology, psychotherapy, all of these different things in the 8th house. So, what do we got in my 8th house? Dealing with the occult. Energy there. We got Jupiter. Jupiter is the biggest fucking planet that there is, which means big, enormous energy. You got the moon there. Moon is a part of my damn soul, my subconscious, dealing with the, even in the 8th house. I go deep with this occult shit. And then you got goddamn Venus, which is the love and the passion and the divine love energy that goes for researching and doing all the shit. I really do this shit with love, y'all. It's not a fucking game. So if I'd never seen that chart, I still would tell you that's what the fuck I'm about. I never had to tell y'all that's what I'm about. You guys can feel it in me. Straight like that. This book right here is goddamn Understanding the Birth Chart, a comprehensive guide to classical interpretation. This is a pretty good one, because and mind you, there is a lot of information out there as far as understanding astrology. From what I can tell y'all who may end up going on and researching this, or from y'all that are listening and maybe like, man, this nigga ain't here, whatever. A lot of the books say the same thing. The author may vary in how they break it down. There's a book that C. Freeman L. recommended. It's called The Only Astrology Book That You'll Ever Need. I believe that's what it's called. I don't have that book specifically. I have not ordered it. A lot of the books that I have on the I actually have another one that's actually pretty good. You guys might want to get this, because it's dealing with some shit. Okay, you guys might want to tap in on this one. This one was actually kind of taxing, and I was like, how the fuck is that a used book? Fucking $25, nigga, at the used bookstore. But now I see why. This is direction and destiny in the birth chart. And you see Jeebus over here looking at the natal. You know what I'm saying? So, this is Howard Sasportas. Now here's the thing. I got another book by this nigga on the fucking way, because this nigga is good. This whole book right here is based on a lecture that he did. So the whole thing is between him and the audience. Okay, so in the beginning, this is why I actually was inclined to ask about people's vocation and ask about the word vocation. Okay, because he touched on that, and I'm like, wow, that's real powerful. When it comes to vocation, it's a divine call, to do something, as far as occupation and things of that nature. So if you ask somebody, is there work that they're doing related to vocation? Is it vocational work? Are they, what I'm saying? Do they have a divine call to it? Most people would typically say no. But another thing I would say is the same people who would say no probably don't know what planets are in their 10th house, which is associate 10th house. I called it what I call it. Hold on. None of this is. Hold on real quick. God damn. None of this is cap. Hold on. The 10th house, corporate office. This is where all public appearances are scheduled, where we plan and receive recognition. 10th house relates to our life path. But like this is where your career and all that shit is at. In the 10th. In the 10th. So when I was looking at my mom's chart, which I wish I could show you guys, but it's on the phone that I'm using right here. When I was looking at my mother's chart, shit, my mom, big corporate businesswoman, big corporate, big corporate, And I'm like, I'm looking at shit. I'm like, oh damn. So mind you, there's like 3 houses on the wheel that deal with money specifically. Okay. The second house deals with straight loot, straight finances, straight loot. I believe the 8th house as well deals with some money, but it's other people's money as far as inheritances, other people's money and things of that nature, sex and shit like that, but mainly other people's loot. Okay. And then you got the 10th house, right? So for me personally, okay, I have absolutely, hold on, let me see. I have absolutely nothing in the second house. Nothing. Nothing in my second house that has to do with money. Now, I can tell you multiple reasons why. I really, truly don't give a fuck about a damn piece of paper with a dead white person on it. I can give 3 fucks. The house that rules my ascendant is Jupiter, which means I'm kind of lucky anyway. So I'll get lucky and fuck around and, you know what I'm saying, just make it through this bitch, you know. But as far as material possessions and all of these different things, I mean, my last name is Jones, y'all. I mean, my mom and my father, nigga, ain't no keeping up with them as far as like the material shit and all that shit and all that. Nigga, I'm the opposite of that. All right, I can give 3 fucks because I was raised a certain way. You know what I mean? I wasn't raised poor. You know, I wasn't raised goddamn rich either, but I definitely wasn't raised poor. You know, so for people who grew up not having shit and having, you know, things and didn't have, I grew up with 2 parents that was wealthy. That was wealthy enough for me. I thought that was the shit. You know, I had a fucking, I had a family. You know what I'm saying? So that was my wealth. But yeah, when you look at me, you see nothing in my second house. You can kind of see how that is. I do what I have to do to do what I have to do, but you guys know I'm not doing too much. You feel me? Period. Point blank. But even if you have no planets in your second house or any house, because I'm gonna break a couple of them down, I'll go through mine and show you. It doesn't matter, okay? Because you're just approaching that area. Because here's the thing, this is what the houses represent. The houses represent areas of life in general, okay? They represent different areas in your life. Where you see these planets line up is where you will typically have some energy in those areas of your life, okay? Simple as that. So when I approach the money aspect, hell, I'm going down to Portland this weekend, you know what I'm saying, going to a conference. I'm the only black saw filer in the goddamn Pacific Northwest, nigga. The only nigga that can do what I do in this whole goddamn 3-4 state region. Okay? So when it comes to money, I'm about my goddamn money, but there ain't no extra added influences in that bitch. Because let me tell you guys something. Let me show you guys something. Okay? We're dealing with the goddamn influences. All right? Now, you can look at this one or two ways. Okay? You got the sun, right? That's sending off its energy to these planets. Okay? And these planets are sending the energy down to you. But here's the thing, depending on how the planets are configured is depending on what type of energy is going to get sent down to your ass. You know what I'm saying? So when you understand that these are what's giving you your damn energy and having a effect on the energy that's going on in your life, you know, this is what a transit is called, okay? A transit is a certain time period in your life where something life-changing happened, right? If you were ever able to remember exactly what time that unfortunate or very fortunate event happened, you would be able to, with your birth chart already, your natal chart, you'd be able to type in another one and get where the planets were during that transit, during that event. So for me, I can tell you 3 different transits in my life. I have 3 children. So in each one of those lives, each time that happened, I had another kid or whatever, that was a life-changing event for me. I have a snapshot of what the damn sky looked like at that very moment my life changed, you know? It's called my kid's natal chart. Simple as that. Okay? But for any other event, woo-wee. Now, since we are understanding a little bit and we're understanding houses and we're understanding energies, okay, let me go back a little bit and read to you a couple of the because I just wanted to, okay, you know, I want to show you guys something. Because, and this is another thing too. Here's where the fate and destiny comes in. Okay? Fate or destiny. I have Jeebus Saves right here. It says Jeba saves, right? I was a Christian. I got Torahs, King James Bibles, Strong's Concordance, Book of Job. See, I got so many books that deal with the Hebrew doctrine and the Hebrew dogma. You know, I was a damn Israelite, you know what I'm saying? Everything that I'm talking about right now, and if you go back and watch any of my videos and listen to the goddamn last year's worth of podcasts that I've done on Spotify, all of these, I'm talking about things that directly go against everything I once stood for. You understand? I'm talking about shit that goes against everything that I once stood for. I used to be what they call a Hebrew Israelite. I believed in the Torah wholeheartedly to the point where I made that shit a part of me. Anything I do, I'm going to make it pretty much a part of me. Okay? Now, being that the Torah had what was called laws and structure and shit like that, I was attracted to it. Okay. Now I want hold on. Let's go. Let me show you something real quick. Because I got caught up in the shit. Because let me tell you something. The energy was whooping my ass. There was one planet specifically beating my ass, and I couldn't tell. And it's really the planet that whoops niggas' ass for real. Saturn. Saturn. Okay. Where is Saturn in my chart? Listen. Saturn is in the first. It's a part of myself. So, okay, Saturn in the first. Now, Saturn is restrictive, limiting, firm, solid, tangible, right? Laws, structures, responsibility, authority figure. So if you see Saturn in the first dealing with authority and laws and all that shit, and I'm, calling myself a nigga who's keeping this law and shit, look how the energy was whooping me. And then you dealing with the damn one group of people that happen to keep their goddamn Sabbath on this nigga's day. So you got to understand, there's a reason why everybody giving their goddamn energy and doing all this shit for Saturn. Saturn rules this whole material, the physical, the material. You know what I'm saying? Listen, what does it say? Hold on, what does it say? It says to make things tangible and structured, to manifest the physical realm. So everybody in the physical and doing all this shit in the physical, trying to get this physical bullshit, Saturn. Okay, what does it represent? Authority figures. You dig what I'm saying? People don't like Saturn because it brings out the self-reliance and self-discipline and responsibility in people. People don't like Saturn because it's firm, it's solid, it's tangible, it's structured. People don't like structure. So you can see why Saturn can get a bad rap by some loose-lip, lazy motherfuckers, Me and Saturn have an interesting relationship based on the conjunctions that I have with Saturn aspecting other planets in my shit. And what I mean by Saturn aspecting, that is this right here in the middle. Okay? Now, you have to understand, these planets are sitting in the constellation and the energy is lined up. It's either lined up with each other, conjunct. It's either squared up, which is beef. The planets are not doing good together, and things of that nature. So when you look at your chart, you have to understand each one of these aspects really describes a certain part of you to the T. You know what I'm saying? To the T. So my sun conjuncting Mercury, is a person who values mental pursuits, logical and communicative abilities are excellent. You're quick-witted with glib, and it can also be nervous and high-strung, whatever. Perhaps stubborn, it. And you're difficult to shake from your opinions. Good luck taking me off my fucking path. Anyways, like I said, certain conjunctions in the damn heavens bring out certain personality types based on how these energies mesh up together. And that's when you get a little bit deeper and see that certain planets don't like being in certain places. What the fuck does that even mean? I will break it down to you the way that it was broke down for me in this text. Think of the planets, because each sign, everyone's like, oh, your sign. Your sign. Your sign. Listen. Okay, I'm a sun sign Libra. Okay. I am a Virgo moon, and the sign that you guys know me by is not Libra. The persona that people put on in the world is called it's based on your ascending sign. What sign was rising on the east the day you were born? That sign is way more important than what they teach you. You know, just worry about your sun sign and leave every other conjuncted planet in your natal chart alone. Don't worry about it. You feel me? Yeah, the name of the app that I'm using is called Time Passages. Time Passages. They do your chart for free, but I got like 8 or 9 other people's shit in my shit. Um, you know, so people been reaching out and shit, trying to help some motherfuckers out. But yeah, like I said, I'm a Sagittarius rising. I can show you that I'm a Sagittarius rising, and you can find out where you are on your shit just by hold on, going to the damn chart. So on the eastern horizon, this is the elliptical. Okay? This is the horizon right here. So on the horizon on the east side when I was born, you feel me? It was Sagittarius, right? It was Sagittarius. But where was the sun? What's your sign? All right, nigga. My sun was in Libra. Yeah, my moon was in goddamn Virgo. This is the real shit. The Sagittarius rising. Who rules Sagittarius? Jupiter. Big boy shit. Okay? So, like I said, once you understand the depth in which you can go to, you can really break shit down to the molecule. But not just yourself. Also, you can also break down events in the world. I was watching some shit yesterday or some shit on some astrology. I don't know how this shit fucking, you know what I'm saying? Hold on real quick. I sent myself some shit. All right, cuz, holy fuck. Now this was interesting. Okay, so let me talk about fate and destiny. Fate and destiny. I told y'all I was believing in Jeebus. I told y'all I was goddamn praying to all these guys that never heard me and shit like that. Christian God, Hebrew God, God, whatever. Bunch of bitch ass niggas. Never answered me. All right. I'm doing all this goddamn praying and shit. And then somehow I wake up out of all the dumb shit and then find myself head first in the occult. Got voodoo shit going on and all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I find myself head first in the occult. And it's almost as if everything lined up and just... Here's the kicker. All of that shit was already in my chart to begin with. Me to be this type of nigga, doing what I'm doing, studying this type of shit, whatever, having the energy for it, having great communication skills, being able to convey this message the way that, needs to be conveyed. All that was already destiny. Was this free will? Was this my doing, or was forces moving me in a way and lining shit up in a way to where, nigga, the will would be done? See, we haven't got that damn far because consciousness is a hell of a thing, People are in and out of consciousness. When you're not actively being conscious in that moment and you're just, I'm going with the flow. What flow? Yeah, I'm just wing it. All right. I'm going to go with the flow. Flow of what? Your ass is going to be floating. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting that the influences from the external penetrate all the way to the internal of the soul. You dig what I'm saying? So hold on real quick. So I want to break something down for you. Okay, there's a part of astrology that kind of gets overlooked. You got these north and south nodes, right? And both of these nodes in the Vedic, because you got two different types of astrology. You got the Eastern astrology where you have a different sun sign. I think I'm a Virgo in All Libras are Virgos in the Eastern shit. It's a whole different concept, whole bunch of different shit, you know. Um, but I honestly think them niggas might have had the shit fucked up. Because you look at the Mayan shit ended, or they might have miscalculated that, but that shit ended. They didn't have their whole shit calculated to the T. The Chinese motherfuckers, they goddamn shut down all the schools, and all them niggas went off into the goddamn hills. Like the goddamn apocalypse was coming. Look like you niggas miscalculated. They thought the end of the age and all the shit, woody woody woo, all this woody woo, end of the world, woody woo, woo, woo. Granted, they probably be hiding from the damn Europeans. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but shit, you know, the show is still going on, y'all. So, like I said, the Western astrology is based in foundation on Kemet. Interesting. Here's the thing. When they took a snapshot of the sky and they were doing what they were doing, mapping the stars, mapping the course of the stars, the constellations looked exactly how they did back then. They don't look like that right now. Where you were born is not where the damn shit was born back then. The shit is moving, okay? We were in Pisces, and Pisces has been moved. The wheel has been moving up closer to Aquarius. We still in the Piscean age for like another 150 more years. You think niggas finna stop believing in Christ anytime soon? No. It's still that time. It's still time for people to seek external and believe in these dying and resurrecting. You know what I'm saying? It's still that age. People are, oh, we're waking up. Humanity's consciousness is evolving. Humanity's consciousness has been evolving, nigga. Just not at the rate you think it's going to happen. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. So, when it comes to these nodes, one of them has to deal with reincarnation. Now, you can look at a person's natal chart and determine what they were on in their last life, what their last previous sign was, what they were on in their last life. We're gonna break that down to a molecule on the next one. Okay, we're gonna break that one down to the molecule on the next one. But know that you can actually use a person's you can use a person's natal chart to see what they were before and what they will be. Okay, this is a science. This is a thousands of year old science thing. I'm not making this shit up. This is a 1,000-year-old occult hidden science. You can use the damn natal chart to, when a person dies, make a chart for the time. Because you have to understand, why is it that the European is so concerned about time? I'll tell you why he's concerned with time. Because he fucks with Saturn. Saturn is Chronos. Chronos is the time shit. You know what I'm saying? Time. Fucking with goddamn time. You dig? See, we have to understand. Time is not what they say it is, but it is in a way. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, because possessions in time is how we get what we going and how we got where we are right now by time preceding and going forward. You dig? But like I said, these guys worried or worshiping this god Saturn, or this energy of Saturn, and utilizing it in the physical plane. You know? Because Saturn deals with authority. Why would the motherfuckers who rule the world not deal with the damn energy that's giving them and keeping authority? You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. It's y'all motherfuckers that don't understand how to goddamn use the energy as well. You dig? And that's what I'm trying to say. You got hold on. So let me read this shit on the South Node real quick. Okay? It says, hold on. It says the South Node, through talking about the urges in us, which were regressive urges us of instinct and habit doing, instinctively or automatically associate the sign with the house of the South Node. They show instinctive qualities or tendencies or ways of being, meeting the world. Okay, hold on, let me go down. It says, what I'm trying to emphasize is that all of us have somewhere in us a major split a major pull in two directions. It's a major conflict between meeting certain situations in a very instinctive and automatic and habitual way and choosing to be other way in that situation, which may not be automatic, but involves some sort of choice or decision. So, hold on. Okay, so the south node applies to the lunar goddess, okay, in mythology. So I'm trying to get to the point. Okay, so it says, I want you to bear in mind that when you're assessing your south node by sign and house, because it has its way of being that you automatically give yourself or go into something that has been conditioned to you in an early life, or what you believe in the, or if you believe in the theory of karma, it is a certain way of being that you have done a lot of before. So it is a style or a way of being that is very familiar to you. So you got to understand, there's certain aspects of your chart, certain shit in your chart that show you some shit on your past, and have you deal and how you gonna be dealing with that, even today. So let's go back to the let's go back to Darth. Okay. I want you guys to see my south node for a second, okay? We're just using myself as an example, okay? All right, south node in Cancer in the 7th house. See, the 7th house is directly across from the 1st house. Okay, where my north node is at. Remember, this is both different sides of the moon, right? When they pass the ecliptical, right? Now, the south node in the 7th, right? I had to do some research on that. Because I'm like, okay, south node, negative, dragon's tail, according to Vedic. And I'm like, hey, man, the south node has to deal with, I mean, not the south node, the 7th house. Everything is about positioning, okay? So the 7th house has to deal with relationships. And I get to doing a little bit of homework. And I'm like, nah. I knew it, but nah. Really? So if you've been tapped in, you guys know I dropped I think my last episode that I put on Spotify, and the reason why I haven't done any on Spotify is because they actually fucked up my whole shit, changed the whole system, made it not easy enough for me to just click, make a fucking podcast, record, and then put it out. They want to change the whole shit, okay? So fuck them. But anyways, I'm doing my research, right, on this here south node in the 7th house in Cancer. Pretty much, it says you're going to spend a lot of time alone. And remember, on my last episode called The Fortress of Solitude, I spoke about how I've lived alone for 10 years now. You know? 10 years it's been. And granted, I am not tripping about the shit. I ain't worried about nothing. You know, this isn't something that I'm beefing about or anything like that. You know, I'm just saying it's interesting when I look. Hold on. It's interesting. You feel me? So, okay, the south node in the 7th in Cancer. I'm looking. I'm like, damn, this shit basically say a nigga's doomed to be alone and shit. Whoa. I go a little bit deeper. I'm looking on Google and shit. I'm like, hold on, man. South node, 7th house, Cancer, nigga. Show me. I ended up on some fucking forum. Some girl was like, yo, I got the south node in the 7th house in Cancer. She said, I've been working on myself. I've been talking to people, all these astrology niggas, and they all say, oh, you're cursed, basically, to be alone and shit. She's like, well, damn, I feel like, you know, I've been working on myself and doing all these different things and doing all these different things and shit, you know, but I feel like I'm wasting my, I'm using my, I'm losing my youth, losing my youth. What the fuck? I'm losing my youth and I'm becoming a hermit for no reason. And I read that and I was like, damn, that's fucked up. She actually sounded like a decent girl and she can't fucking find a mate. She can't find a mate. Is it fate? Free will? What is it? Is it destiny? What is it? What is it? Help me understand the damn shit. Because I look at my South Node in the 7th, in Cancer, same shit she is having. And I'm having like the most unfortunate, I had some unfortunate luck now here, y'all, in these here relationships and shit. I done had kids come out the shit and end up all the way fucked up off of the shit. They ended up fucked up off the shit. That damn South Node in the 7th in Cancer cast. When that energy get to lining up, my nigga. But here's the thing. You have to be conscious. You have to be conscious. Oh, and what's also interesting in myself, hold on real quick. There's somebody you guys got to meet. There's somebody you guys got to meet though. You got to meet this nigga right here. Let me show you. You guys got to meet somebody. All right. We're about to deal with some shit. All right. So listen though, because there might be. Hold on. Where's this nigga at? Oh, there you go, right there. This nigga at. Hold on. So listen, in the 7th with the South Node, keeping the nigga a hermit. Is you see that little circle in the key? That's an asteroid. All right, that's Chiron. That is Chiron, and he is in the 7th. Now, what's interesting about Chiron? See, I see now. Here's the thing: Chiron represented as a centaur in the Greek mythology. But here's the thing: if y'all been following, nigga, Chiron associated with the Prometheus or some shit. Hold on, let me read the shit. You guys got to meet this nigga Chiron because his shit is real important because that's in that same house with the relationships with the South Node and shit. You know what I'm saying? And Chiron is known as the wounded healer. Okay, the wounded healer. Now, Chiron represents where we encounter and have the opportunity to accept spirituality in the chart. This often comes through the wound, the weakest point in the chart. Through our efforts to heal this wound, we are able to transcend the wound and experience true spiritual connection. Okay, so listen, I'm about to break down my own shit, right? Because I'm about to break down my own shit. So the fact that I got this South Node in the 7th, in Cancer, it's not the best. And I have got fucked up by this shit. Okay? And like I said, I got kids out of this shit that I can't see. I can't, you know what I'm saying, tangibly hold. Haven't seen them in years. It's fucked up. Okay? It's fucked up. But who's in that goddamn same house? This nigga Chiron, the wounded healer. What does it say? It says we have the encounter to opportunity to accept. It says this often comes through the wound, the weakest point in the chart. Through our efforts to heal this wound, we are able to transcend the wound and experience a true spiritual connection. It has been through my journey transmuting these emotions and feelings and all the other different things that I feel by not being able to see my child that has furthered me and propelled me and keeps me going and keeps the fire lit under my ass on this here journey. Period, point blank. So you see how those two energies, I don't let the shit totally overcome me. I'm steadily fighting the damn shit. I am steadily trying to heal that wound. I got wound healing energy in that shit. Oh, girl with just South Node in the 7th in Cancer, her shit was probably alone. No extra energy to combat the shit. Niggas crash out based on what I'm doing. They go and murder the woman, steal the kids, crash out, deadbeat it up, never go back to the family, all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that I'm steadily trying to heal this damn wound is because I got that certain energy aspect going on. Okay? Now, it says triggers initiation by carrying and transplanting the light and the energy unless okay. It says, now listen, our core wound carried into this lifetime. The area, okay, so it's double. So it's not only, damn, that's fucked up. So it came in this bitch, damn. Our core wound carried into this lifetime, the area of life where we have the greatest pain and greatest fear. Damn, I'm scared to have another kid, y'all. I am. I'm scared of taking another girl and have her, you know what I'm saying, all the way. I can, you know, it's kind of scary. I'd do it, again, like a dummy, but, you know, nigga, women will really fuck you. And then fuck you. Chiron, cuz. Okay, so what does it say? It says, that's the okay. What is Chiron urging to do? It says to heal, to transcend the bounds of the physical, the Saturn-based reality, and connect with the truth of the universe. Listen, Darth, you're tripping over some shit that's only existing inside of your head, nigga. How you respond or react or your emotions towards the situation really chooses how big of a situation it really is in your life. You can feel nothing towards it and it becomes nothing to you. Period. Okay? So the symbols of Chiron is healers, astrologers, clairvoyants, other people using divinationary skills, ecologists, crystal users. People involved with dealing with transitions such as hospice, counselors, spiritual counselors, gurus, and guides, people using their hands. All right, now listen. Chiron was named after this is the mythology of the shit. Okay, Chiron was named after the centaur who was renowned healer and teacher in Greek mythology. Although the stories disagree on actual events, Chiron was accidentally wounded in some fashion by one of Hercules' poisoned arrows. And what's fucked up is Hercules, when I told Hercules how to actually make these motherfuckers too, to make the actual arrows. It says, because Chiron was immortal, he could not die, but he could not heal his wound and suffered in agony as a result. Prometheus, who stole fire from the gods and gave it to humankind, was still being punished by Zeus for his actions and would continue to be punished until a god willingly gave up his immortality to free him. Remember, Prometheus stole the fire, brung the Kundalini energy down to the humans. Lucifer brung the light, the knowledge down to the humans and all the shit. Okay, he being punished from the shit. What it say? It says, he was punished until a god willingly gave up his immortality to free him. Chiron agreed to take Prometheus' place, and Zeus was forced to free Prometheus. Zeus was then moved to end Chiron's suffering and transformed him into the constellation of Sagittarius. Okay, the myth of the Chiron reveals many key archetypes that show the nature of Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer, wounded healer. Now I want to stop for a second because notice that the author used the term archetype. The reason, hold on. Frozen ass fucking drink. There we go. Alright. Hold on. Almost fucking stabbed myself with a piece of ice, my nigga, in the damn, trying to be all fancy and shit. Okay, archetypes. Nigga. Everybody talk about the goddamn archetypes of the collective unconscious. Where do the archetypes of the collective unconscious come from? Nigga, they come from the zodiac. They come from the signs on the zodiac wheel. Archetypes. Archetypes. Each one of these signs act differently, don't they? It's a different type of energy when it pops up as an archetype. Now, let me break this shit down to you. Planets. This is why I asked the question. What house is your what planets are in your I just asked a question on Instagram. What planets are in your ninth house and in what sign? Why does it matter? I want you guys to, this is how I learned this shit, and it's a very easy way to remember this, okay? The planets are the actors, okay? We'll use Denzel for an example. Okay, Denzel. Let's say Denzel is fucking Neptune or whatever. You feel me? No, we'll say Denzel is Mars for an example. Mars, nigga. That's a good one. You know, because everybody know Mars characteristics. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you don't, I want you guys to, we're gonna really get this. I want you guys to get this. Mercury, Venus, Mars. Mars is 1 point. It's Yang energy, active, focused, single-minded, self-centered. Single-minded, self-centered. One-pointed, direct, forceful. It represents how we go after what we want and how we defend ourselves from threats, fight or flight, aggression, or self-assertion. It has the urge to act or expend energy in a focused manner. Hence why me having Mars in the ninth house with Mercury and Sun is perfect for me to do this type of shit. Okay? This is why you see subtle, passive aggressiveness coming from me. You know what I'm saying? All right, now get it. Denzel is Mars, or just understand Mars is a certain actor. Okay? Now, the signs are like movie roles. You dig? Like movie roles and shit. Okay? Certain actors perform well when given roles that fit their character. Jupiter rules over the house of Sagittarius. Okay? So when Jupiter is in a Sagittarius or a fire house, one of the houses that is represented by fire, you know, he's good. Or when Mars is in a house that is represented by fire, it's good. The energy is good. But when you got Mars in some watery Cancer shit, some soft ass levy-devy, you gotta love it. Man, listen. It's like having goddamn Denzel put on the dress. You know, in Hollywood. It's fucked up. You know? So that's when, you know, they say shit like, oh, is your shit aspected? How well aspected is your Mars or whatever the case may be? Because that shit matters. You know what I'm saying? Is Mars in what? Mars in what? We go to my shit and make sure I ain't tripping, nigga. All my signs in the night, Mars in Libra. So you break that down. Mars in Libra is talking about, or is the description. Okay, we got Mars, and he's the actor, the role he's playing. He's going to be acting like a Libra. How are Libras? Balanced. They want harmony, peace. You know what I'm saying? Justice. So Mars would be acting like a Libra in that house. The energy that I have, we all have Mars. Where is he at? My Mars is in Libra, so it's righteous, balanced, weighed out aggression. You know what I'm saying? Period, point blank. It's not always, but shit. On the current chart right now, if you compare where the planets are based on where you were born, and where they are right now, they're not in the same spot. Let me explain something to you. There's something called a Saturn return. Remember how I said Saturn was beating my ass? You also seen Saturn in my first house. Got a lot going on with the self, okay? A lot of conflicting and constricting shit, you know, limiting shit, you know, a lot that goes on in my head as far as, you know, what I want to do, how I want to do it. Yeah, it's a lot. Okay. Complex individual, you know. But when it comes to how the energy is moved around, Saturn may not always be in that same spot, you know what I'm saying? So, therefore, you may be experiencing some lighter, you know what I'm saying, lighter effects. And remember, through free will is how you, I want to say, forcefully thug through the influence. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, and this is why I go back to fate and destiny, because either, because going back to, you know, me finding this path and being on this path, was it destiny? You know, I think, here I am thinking, nigga, I chose to do this, nigga. This is free will, nigga. It's free will, nigga. Woo woo. Yeah, I chose to do that. But it was already written and lined up. It's already lined up for that to be something that you was gonna be having energy towards and fucking with. You know, all I had to do was just continue to actively play the game. You know, actively be an active player in the game, and shit will probably eventually line up for you. You dig what I'm saying? Um, I've noticed that along, or when I was doing some research earlier, and I was like, oh shit, this might have been, because when you look at this, let me show you guys something. This is a little bit different. Okay. It's a little bit different. Hold on. All right. This is goddamn September 11th, 2001, 8:46 when the damn tower got hit. Nigga. This is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. Right up there, you got all that energy sitting at the top. All that goddamn energy at the top. What is that? Saturn over there, Moon, North Node, goddamn, what you call it? Goddamn Jupiter in the middle, straight up above, the biggest, most expanded. Come on, cuz. The biggest, most expanded shit. But look at what it is, though. Look at the top. We're dealing with New York, New York on September 11th. Where's all that energy at? Where's all the energy at? On September 11th. Where's all the energy at? And then you look at some of the aspects, you got Mars. Boom! Adding some extra juice. Mars is fire, explosion, red, all the shits. Adding some extra. And then you got Pluto. Fucking Pluto squaring up with goddamn, look like Saturn and some whole other shit. Just know the energy on that day. It almost lets me, it's almost like, nigga, okay, how about this? How about this? How about this? What's going on in the stars is going on down here clearly. Clearly. You seen all that shit lined up with the two towers of Gemini at the top. Okay. What's going on in the stars is being acted out down here on Earth. Okay. There are people that think what I see, you know, oh yeah, 9/11, nigga, we about to blow this shit up, nigga. It's the same thing as me saying, yeah, nigga, I'm about to start studying the occult, nigga. Nigga, it's already written for you to start studying the occult. Duh. Hey, you guys, it's already written for you niggas to blow up the damn towers. It's in the damn shit. The closer you niggas get to pushing the motherfucking detonators is the closest the motherfucking get to damn lining up with the same shit you seen in the goddamn chart. We have to stop thinking. Listen. I'm gonna show you guys something. Okay. I'll show you guys. Okay. Boom. You see the tree of life. Okay. On the body, on the human body. You dig what I'm saying? Tree of life. Okay. Tree of life. All right. All those spheres represent motherfucking different planets. But remember, before there was X amount of planets or found, there was 7 planets, right? And that's why I said, why the hell is this? Remember, I said, notice how the sun is in the middle on the damn on the shit. All of these planets on the tree of life, on the chakra system. You see how the sun is always in the middle and planets up and above it on all those occult pictures that I showed earlier. You just find the sun in there. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see how that's how that energy lines up inside of you. Okay. As above, so below. The law of correspondence. Okay. The macrocosm and the microcosm. Man is the fucking image, is made in the image of the cosmos. What goes on in the cosmos goes on in man. What do I mean? Oh, are you dealing with think about it. I want you guys to use your brain, okay? When you understand different energy centers, okay? The tree of life, the way they put it on the body, they put it on the body because there's actual energy in the body. They put the planets and associate them with the body because there's actual energy that is associated with the motherfucking body. This is why you see pictures like this, dealing with certain damn signs and dealing with the motherfucking body, okay? Are you guys comprehending that? Good. All right. Now, knowing that these energy centers are in the body, on the body, and whatnot, when I'm sitting here telling you that damn Mars and shit be lining up and whatnot, this is shit that is happening inside of you as well. This is certain energies lining up inside of you as well. When you open up certain chakra centers, those are actual vortexes of energy that sit right back up in front of the damn spinal cord. This is real energy that is regulated by different parts of the cosmos. If the shit up there and you're made in the image of the damn God, and God is representative as the signs in the cosmos and constellations, all of that shit is you. All of those things are inside of you. So when you see, you got certain energy in certain aspects, use it. When they say you got certain aspects and you got a sun conjuncting moon, that means lined up inside of you, you have 2 polar opposite energies inside of you. And when you're not conscious of the energy, you may wax or you may wane to one different side rather than having balance. That's what all of this shit is about, having balance and balancing all of the energy that is ever present in you. We are products and we come from the stars. What does it say in the book of the law? What does it say in the book of the law? Okay? What does it say? Hold on. Every man and every woman is a star. Every man and every woman is a star. If you are a part of the damn cosmos, it says that in the same shit. Let me find it in the damn Hermetica for you niggas. I already told you if you want to consider God, consider the sun. If you want to consider God, consider the circuit of the moon and the order of the stars. But what does it say in the Bible? Don't observe them stars. Don't observe no natal chart. That's witchcraft. But they do it. They got astrologers. They got Catholic astrologers and all types of shit right now. Oh, astronomers, excuse me. We're not dealing with that energy anymore. Even though they was dealing with the divination of the pendulum up until the 19 goddamn hundreds. With the damn Jesuits. Stop fucking playing with me. Okay? Hold on real quick. Everything is an act of fate, my child, and outside of it, nothing exists. And among bodily entities, neither good nor evil comes to be by chance. Everything is an act of fate, my child, and outside of it, nothing exists among bodily entities. Neither good nor evil comes to be by chance. Even one who has done something fine is fated to be affected by it, and this is why he does it. In order to be affected by it, what affects him because he has done it. And that's another thing, too. You know, you got people out here that think they're getting over as far as you think you can use people And just because you're more intelligently smarter than them and they'll never know that you're using them, nigga, you're committing a crime on an astral level. You are doing nothing but creating goddamn karma. And if you one of them people that say, man, I'm tired of this shit, stop goddamn wronging motherfuckers on the damn astral plane. Stop creating goddamn karma because you know what's right and wrong. I don't ask for help from nobody. I don't take nothing from nobody. I don't need nothing from nobody. I don't need nobody. Okay? I keep my shit to myself and I try to help people. That's it. I don't want to be indebted to nobody. I don't want, no, hell no. Nope. You guys see my chart, nothing in the second house. Keep it. I'm dealing with everything that's intellectual, everything that's metaphysical, everything that's on a spiritual, occult side. Okay? That's what the fuck I'm dealing with. Okay? Now, going back into this Hermetica. Hold on. Where we at? This is the rebirth. Hold on. All right, fuck it. We're about to switch gears. Let's get into some esoteric astrology. I'm gonna keep you niggas all night. What the fuck do you niggas think this is? I got you. Let's get to some esoteric astrology. Hold on. Hold on. Where we at? Damn, I sent these motherfucking screenshots in not the right order. I'm gonna start reading some shit. Okay, yeah. All right. Oh yeah, this is some good shit. All right, so listen. So you guys know how at the beginning there was only 7 planets. 7 planets. And then now there's more. Because you gotta remember, you know, they didn't know shit about no goddamn Neptune, and they didn't know shit about no goddamn Uranus. You know, they didn't know nothing about neither one of those damn planets, but then they did. So, does the astrology work, or does it switch up? No, because we're dealing with a system. Because Pisces and all that has moved and changed, and we're not where the same was. No, because regardless, there's still 12 motherfucking zodiacs. There's still 12 major systems in your body. There's still 12 hours in a goddamn day. You know what I'm saying? So once you understand the universal principles of the 12 and you see where 12 is prominent, there's a reason why you goddamn see that people kept the system. Fuck with the damn it is the system that stays true. There is these heavenly bodies inside of you, and as you become more aware of them, the energy activates, and that's when they come online. All right, it says the foregoing are the 7 active principles of nature, but the ingenious students will know that 2 of the major planets have not far been noticed. Mind you, this was written late 1800s, right? It says we refer, of course, to Uranus and Neptune, each of which radiate one of the same forces upon a higher octave. Each of the 7 principles enumerated, because that's another thing too. When they talk about the 7 principles and the 7 rays from the sun, okay, each one of the colors that pop off, each one of the colors is associated with a different planet. Each one of the planets gives off a certain energy that manifests as light, and through the light they break down through different colors. Each one of the 7 original through the 7 chakras, all that, they all have their own motherfucking color as well. So anyways, it says after the 7 notes and magnitude have been sounded, blah blah, the first scale being known and its effect understood, it's not necessary for the occult initiate of these astral powers to wait for the observation of necessary to others to tabulate a newly discovered planet. By the law of correspondences, he knows at once what the planet's action upon the human organism will be. There is still another planet more remote from our sun than Neptune, but its action on our organism is at present nil, because the races have not yet attained to that special state of the spiritual and mental development that will admit of its influence becoming manifest. Neither will such a planet become visible to this earth's inhabitants until there is a sufficient mental force and requisite grade to enable its existence to become apparent. So understand what they're saying is, nigga, you working with what you got. And until you can gain knowledge and motherfucking see deeper into the shit and realize, hey, there's another planet that's probably lined up inside of me, another energy system that I didn't think about. So when they were talking about Neptune and Uranus, and they're talking about the one, this is in the 1800s, they're talking about the one that's farther out, that's got even more power. Nigga, Pluto, one of the coldest planets ever. Nigga, Pluto is Hades. Nigga, Hades. And the thing about Hades, that's dealing with literally death and rebirth. Death and rebirth. Literally. When you see that Pluto in that area of your goddamn life, understand that that's an area where you may experience some rebirths and rebeginnings and depths of certain things, you know? Hold up. Okay. Such are the sublime facts of nature's immutable law that have made the science of astrology true for all time and all ages. When Uranus and Neptune were shining in their distant heavens, undiscovered, mankind was a body impervious to their action. Remember they say ignorance is bliss and shit like that too? So when Neptune and them was off in the cut doing their thing, man didn't know anything about that type of action. Karma, chill out. Man didn't know anything about that action. You know what I'm saying? Chill. Karma. Goddamn rain down some karma. Man was impervious to their actions, which means how can you be influenced by something that you the fuck don't even know what it is? How can you feel an emotion or have some type of something that you don't even know what the fuck the damn shit is? So it wasn't until man became aware of Neptune and Uranus presence is when they became influenced and under the influence of said powers. Okay? And it'll be like that until forever. Okay? Mankind was impervious to their actions. Man organism did not vibrate in unison with their higher state of action. Thus we see as man evolves, higher powers, more ethereal orbs appear in the celestial hierarchies of the starry heavens for the purpose of controlling and directing him. So once you understand, even the zodiac, even all the signs are dealing with the they're dealing with the possession of the soul's advancement through time. Because we didn't come down here. You think man thought like how we think right now 30,000 years ago? You think man really truly thought on this type of level 30,000 years ago? No, they didn't. You think the soul understood what the fuck this was 30,000 years ago? No, you're dealing with the evolution of humanity. The only reason why I get this shit is because I've probably done this shit many times. Many moons. Somebody asked me this, I think it was my bro. He said, how many, you think this is your first time? Nigga, how the hell this is my first time doing this and I'm explaining this shit to you niggas? I mean, common sense tell you, nigga, I'm getting shit a little bit too fast for this to be my goddamn first rodeo or first time around the goddamn sun. No. Okay? Hell no. Like I said, I've been at this shit for a minute. Okay? Where was we at? Let's deal with these, let's deal with some of these planets. But hold on, I want to make sure. Okay, so remember that picture I showed y'all with the planets and shit on the people? Hold up. It says, and now the old, much abused Chaldean sages were thoroughly acquainted with these facts, and in order to teach these principles to their youth, they elaborated beautiful imagery in the form of fables and allegories. Now, this is going to sound real familiar because I've been telling you niggas this shit the whole goddamn time, right? It says that they gave the nature and power of each group of organs in the human brain to the character of that planet in which they knew controlled its activities. So here's my thing. If the ancient people up until 2,000 years ago understood that the damn planets had an influence on the human being, and then all of a sudden Europeans come out and say that's not true, are we supposed to just believe them? When the fuck have they told the truth about anything? And they never have told the damn truth about nothing. You want to believe the scientific community. The same people that told you guys to get jabbed. The same people who tell you fluoride is good for your goddamn teeth. The same people who tell you chloride and fluoride is good for your water. Or that it's good to spray Roundup on goddamn fucking food and shit. You know what I'm saying? The same people that say a fetus is not a goddamn fetus in the goddamn womb of a woman. You know what I'm saying? This is the scientific community we're talking about. So if they come out and say, hey, stars don't have no relation to the motherfucking human being, why the fuck are we listening to the scientific community? If for the first 30,000 years of human history up until the last two, we've understood the damn shit, and people even understood it up until goddamn 1600s and above. We got people still clinging to the same Catholic Church doctrine. You know what's funny? I was reading some shit. A nigga came out, right? And he was like, fuck it, nigga. The earth ain't flat. Nigga, we're actually a sphere, and we might be moving around the sun. Fuck it. Do you know who wanted to stone this nigga? The flat earthers. Do you know who the OG flat earthers are? The Catholics. The Catholic Church. The niggas who want to represent and keep that model of the sun and moon go around us, the stars just stay there, and the sun and moon go around us up above. That people who hold on to that flat earth doctrine are Catholics in the heart. Give a fuck what you think. It's a Catholic doctrine because it was the Catholic niggas who fought against the nigga Copernicus who came out with the heliocentrism, nigga. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. So unless you still agree with the Catholics that the earth is the center of their entire universe, you got to get with the goddamn science, my nigga. Because science is forever changing, science is forever evolving. Clearly, it was meant for humans to find Neptune and Uranus. It was meant for humans to eventually discover Pluto because it all lines up with the system. We're dealing with an ancient system, okay? And all the shit lines right up where it should be, okay? Now, listen. The old and much abused Chaldean sages were thoroughly acquainted with these facts. In order to teach the principles of their youth, they elaborated beautiful imagery in the form of fables and allegories. They gave the nature and power of each group of organs in the human brain to the character of the planet in which they knew controlled its activities, then worked out the facts so elaborated into a series of mythical histories of gods and divine personages who incarnated themselves for the benefit of man. Thus, Mars took on the character of Vulcan, the god of war. Venus and her innocent companion, Cupid, were assigned the character of love and the sympathetic tendencies of the human heart, while benevolent Jupiter assumed the position of the father, kindly, generous planet, parent, good alike to all of his offspring, and so on with the others. So listen, I've been telling y'all this shit. From this, the student will, and this is why I tell you niggas to study goddamn mythology. This is what the fuck. From this, the student will perceive that wherein they taught their children that the gods had existed in human bodies, they did not mean to convey the idea of divine incarnation as we understand the doctrine today, but in a portion of the divinity refracted a ray became centered in man and expressed itself in some special form. Thus, a great warrior who brought honor and riches to his tribe or country through his brilliant victories, was purportedly considered a son of Mars because his nature expressed the martial spirit. Yeah, that's crazy. Martial arts, Martian. Hey, yo. The martial spirit that was considered the highest and most potent form. A key to this beautiful, okay, yeah, system on a different page. And the name of that book that I'm reading from on the PDF, I gotta get that motherfucker. It is called The Light of Egypt. The Light of Egypt. I forgot who it's by. I want to say the name is Thomas something. Thomas something. The Light of Egypt. It got a damn hexa triangle on the there, hexagram on the front. Got some shit. But this book is goddamn potency. Potency. Okay, hold on. Where was we at? Okay. Okay, so this is some shit. All right, so listen. We getting into the esoteric shit now. You gotta make it this far. Fuck them. It says the moon governs those organs whose activities are termed the semi-intellectual qualities. They are very desirable expressions of the character, time, tune, identity, and sublimity. She has no influence over the domestic qualities. Each of the foregoing groups of organs is, to a very great extent, controlled by the planet under which it is mentioned, but not wholly so, because every orb has an influence of a minor degree over each and all. But generally speaking, each group will manifest an intense or sluggish action in the brain according to its controlling orb, powerful or otherwise. In the individual's horoscope at birth, this is the difference in its action. If the planet in question be powerful but be evilly aspected, then those organs will express the vicious side of the person's nature. For example, if the planet Mercury is so situated, the person's intellect will be bright, witty, powerful, but all the energies under the proper conditions will be devoted to fraud, or at any rate to questionable purposes. Everything depending upon the plane of the person, depending upon the plane in which the person occupies. I like it. That is some fucking science. I'm gonna break it down. See, now, what you just heard right there, that was the parable of the mustard seed. That was the parable of one of them damn parables Christ was talking about. When you talk about, you take one seed, right? You got two seeds, and one of them was planted in fertile ground, and it was able to grow and all the other shit, and the other seed was planted on, goddamn, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Two people can have the same planets in the same chart, in the same houses, in the same shit. It all depends on that person's conditions, the conditions in which that seed was planted in. You could have the same shit as a damn serial killer, but because your environment was better, you know, the aspect you was able to overcome the negative aspects that was ever present in your chart. When you see squares, okay, in the chart, which are opponents and opposing shits, you know. So like when I first looked at this, I'm like, damn, I need to see Jeffrey Dahmer's goddamn birth chart. Fuck that. Hell no. I need to see his shit, because this nigga end up cutting people up, and goddamn, granted, he might even not even have a soul, but like I said, I need to see what type of damn spirit incarnate on this motherfucker got this shit. I need to see, you know, because I'm like, okay, this motherfucker had whatever plants he had and whatever, but the conditions were literally there in stone, that where if this combination ever pops up and this person is not given an ultimate amount of love, or locked up, or put down, what are we gonna do? The way my chart's set up, you have goddamn ceremony. When now this could be that energy of me in the first house talking about my goddamn self, whatever, fuck you. But when you see somebody that got energy lined up in the areas of, like I say, the ninth house, dealing with higher learning and philosophy and things of that nature, the ancient wisdom, the ancient sages, the ancient people from the tribes and whatnot, do you know what these people do? These people goddamn hold the damn ceremony, nigga. Hold a goddamn ceremony. We got a damn teacher born. We got one of the priests born. You know, this one's gonna be a strong warrior. How do we know he's gonna be a warrior for Wakanda? Because Mars is next to Wakanda, and it's Shata. It's as simple as that. You know, you can get a gist because the zodiac is the universal birth chart. Astrology is breaking down the universe's birth chart, and you are a part of the universe. Period. Point blank. Period. Point blank. So let me finish this shit. Okay? Okay, so listen. As stated before, there is no difference between the criminal who breaks the legal code of laws and the one who upon the higher plane obeys the written letter of the law. Oh, so let me go back. It says depends on what plane they were on. Remember I was saying, okay, we're playing Jeffrey Dahmer or somebody with the same shit? Mental plane, emotional plane, spirit plane, higher plane, nigga down here in the animal plane want to eat, motherfucker, eat down there energy in the animalistic plane. Motherfuckers, if that energy line up and you got evil aspects and you don't come out of the animalistic nature, you're fucked. You're fucked. I'm pretty sure a lot of people, it's written in their shit somewhere. If you know how to interpret this shit, yeah, especially the year people that have been doing this for a while and the people that have been actually tapping in with their psychicness and using their intuition, using their gifts that they actually have. How the hell do you know? I just know, nigga. You gonna listen or not? You gonna believe me or not? How do you know? I just know, nigga. You need to fucking, you gonna nigga, fact check me. But as far as having an interpretation on something, how do you know? I just know. How do you know? You probably just know. There's certain people that got certain gifts, psychic shit. How do I know? I just know, nigga. Don't ask me. So like I said, depending on how aspected and how well these and this is why I say you could look at the chart, but I'm gonna tell you the most important thing. Okay, I'm gonna tell you an important thing real quick. Hold on. Go back to that. Go to this app. This is the most important thing. Everybody want to look at the damn chart. All right, that's cool. That's cute. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. That's cute. But I'm telling y'all, the science is right here. The science is right here in the middle. Okay? And that's when you come down here. First of all, you can, check up on your different planets sitting in certain signs, because none of these planets are typically sitting in the house that they were in, or that they're actually in. Like some of them are comfortable, like the sun in Libra is super comfortable. Mars in Libra is good. There's a lot of them that's good. And then there's some of them that are really not. Like, let me see, Chiron in Leo in the 7th house represents issues with one's vital force to relate with others intimately. I'm cold-hearted. Damn it, you caught me. Anyways, what's important is these goddamn aspects, okay? This is the strong aspects in your chart in which the connections were between certain planets lining up when the time you were incarnated. So these are the things that you want to study and see, you know what I'm saying, how you can use certain energies and see certain spots where you're strong at, You may need to goddamn see what energy is lined up in your 10th house and, maybe line up your job with that. You line up your job with something that one of those planets is into or, and deals with and whatnot. Maybe you'll have an easier flow. You have to understand, when we face, okay, so here's the thing. Have you ever noticed that certain things are just easier? You get what I'm saying? Like certain shit just happens easy. When you try certain things, like, oh, if I want to do that, oh, it comes easy to me. I want to do this, restriction, limitation, Saturn popping up, okay? So what you have to understand is you got to find those areas of your life where the energy is flowing smoothly, okay? All of that energy flowing smoothly may be in one of these okay, the trine. Let's look up a trine, one of my trines, okay? The moon is in strong trine with Neptune. Okay? What's a trine? Fuck it. Fuck it. Education for a second. Let's go to it real quick. Okay? So we're dealing with harmonics, okay? You gotta understand. We're dealing with harmonics. We're dealing with angles and shit, mathematics and all the shit to dealing with astronomy, astrology, all the shit. So, okay, so understand the first aspect is the conjunction. Okay, let's go back. Okay? Conjunction. That's the strongest shit. Okay? Conjunct. It says these planets actually seem to become one single unit, and they lose both much of their individuality. It's on some goddamn fusion, nigga. Go 10 type shit, nigga. Gogeta type shit. Okay? Now, the second one is opposition. Now, when people say, "Oh, nigga, this is opposite," yeah, balance, nigga. The planets are opposite of each other, so you got polarity and shit to deal with. Okay, and then you got the trine. Okay, that's when these motherfuckers got the trine 360-degree, and then you get the 120-degree trine, nigga, which is the angle. It's a triangle. Okay, these ones are they don't require any effort at all. Okay, shit just fucking flows, nigga. So understand that certain aspects in your chart can flow very well, and these are the ones that you want to identify. Not only you, for your loved ones as well too. Why not see what the hell could be potentially up with your damn kid? You know the goddamn you know the damn kid. You know your kid better than anyone. I mean, goddamn. I didn't look at my son's chart and I was like, got it, son. Read some more shit. I was like, he just needs his father in his life. All this will can he be? All these different things, and that's the thing. When you're not conscious, but you're just going through and flowing, these energies move people and sway people. I just read to you in the goddamn Hermetica, fate is real, nigga. Majority of people on my damn Instagram said fate is real, and that there's an outside force playing on motherfuckers. Playing on everybody that has not woken up to the fact that they're being played upon. Period, point blank. So until you wake up to the fact that, you know what I'm saying, you might want to, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that simple as that. Might want to figure this shit out. Okay? So like I said, some of the most important things in the astrological natal chart and dealing with astrology overall, you could be doing a chart lookup over just the area you're in and actually seeing where the energy is lining up is specifically where you're at right now. And from there, you can get a gist of what it is you can or can't be, you know what I'm saying? And how you can work with the energy. See, this deals with people that are on a whole different spectrum as far as the things that they're into. Now, if you have no use for energy or you can give three fucks about that type of shit and all of that, it's like that shit doesn't even matter to you to begin with, you know? And hence why a lot of people do not come across and end up studying the science the way it should be and viewing it the way it should be, which is as the universal birth chart. Straight like that. So yeah, I just wanted to give a good little overview, give a good little insight. I know I probably jumped around here and there and all the way around there, you know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. That's what I do. It is what it is. All right. Hopefully you was able to get a good nugget or 3 or 0.5 or 0.2, whatever. I feel a little lighter being able to get some of this out. You guys know how it is. You know what I'm saying? Get some shit in. Got a little bit of info. I done learned the shit. Okay, not a lot. I learned a little bit. You know, it is what it is. You know, you're gonna be up against Catholics, like bro said in the damn chat. You know, there are Catholics out there. You know, some of these Catholics may be your goddamn parents. You know, at one point in time, I called everybody a Catholic. Once I figured out that they was the damn, they was the result, they was the cause and effect of all the shits. You know, and that's what we was dealing with this whole time, dealing with causality. See, the cause It's like, what made me do this? The cause was outside. All you did was act out the effect. The cause is outside. Straight like that. Oh man, bro said he good it. Bro said he understood what I was saying. I have nothing more to say. Peace to the gods. Peace to the goddesses. Peace, chaos, everything that you can ever be. Keep your eyes all the way peeled. Straight like that. Peace.